Right, so this is a review of the Opteka, also called Samyang, 650mm to 1300mm. Basically, this is the minimum zoom, which is at 600mm, 650mm. Reckon it's at f8, because it goes from f8 to f16. The camera is set to 25 frames per second, 1/200 of a second shutter speed, and ISO 100. So this is again at minimal focal length. Camera body is the Sony A7s. Right. So now, by the way, this is A7s at full frame. Now I'm gonna go into crop APS-C basically, so crop sensor to on. That's it. This is the cool thing about the A7s. You can use the crop sensor at the same time as the full sensor, basically, to zoom in even more. Right, so now going back to off. So now it's full frame again. Right, so now this is the lens zoomed in at 1300. I think it should probably be at f16. There's no way to tell, obviously, because it's a manual lens and it's not going to show on the camera, but yeah, I'm assuming that's what it is. Shutter speed here now is 1/100 of a second. Still filming at 25 frames per second on the Sony A7s, full frame. Now we're gonna go into crop APS-C. So it's already zoomed in a lot more than it was. Really love this option, actually. Okay, so zoom in out. Zoom is actually quite tricky. By the way, this is recorded into the Ninja Blade. So the resolution is probably going to be much better than what you get from the camera itself. Cool. So now let's add a 2x teleconverter to this. Right, so now this is with the 2x teleconverter added to the lens. This is at full frame. Now let's go into crop mode or APS-C mode. That's it. Zoom in on the leaves. And zoom in on the thingy there. Cool. So the last bit obviously is to go all the way and zoom in into that crane and zoom in into the APS-C and going all the way to the maximum focal length of the lens. Right, so this is now the camera focused on that crane. It was a bitch to actually find it at this focal length. Like I said, this is now the lens at its maximum focal length of 1300 plus a ×2 converter, which make it 2600 basically. I can't even guess the aperture should be probably at 3200 now. Actually, let me just bump up the ISO a bit. That's it. And this is still full frame, so now we're going to go into APS-C. mode to get even closer. There you go. So APS-C size mode, pretty much on that, yeah. APS-C. It's getting now a bit darker because the sun keeps going on and off. It's very hard to focus actually at this focal length. Stepping down to 1/50th of a second, bumping up the ISO, and trying to focus. That's it. Yeah. And from where I'm standing, you cannot read what's on the crane for sure. You can barely see the crane. Actually, I will take a picture now with my normal focal length of 50 mil to show you the difference. So this is now taken at roughly 50 mil, maybe 35 mil because I have it on crop sensor on a 28 mil Nikon lens, and so yeah, basically the crane is that teeny crane that you can see from here, if you can see it, and yeah, and this is this baby here with a, just step down, this is the lens, its maximal focal length, the ×2 teleconverter, and the NEX converter, T2 to NEX converter. That's it. Sorry if the video is a bit fiddly, but it's all improvised, and it's really not easy to focus as well with the lens and the changing of the aperture and that.